Greenland's deception. Greenland appears as a massive continent on most world maps, rivaling Africa in size. But this visual representation is completely wrong. The Mercator projection stretches Greenland to appear 14 times larger than its true proportion relative to Africa. In reality, Greenland's 836,000 square miles make it smaller than Algeria or the Democratic Republic of Congo alone. When we remove the Mercator distortion, Greenland shrinks dramatically. Placed over North America, it covers just the area from San Francisco to Denver and from Canada to northern Mexico. The entire island fits within the continental United States with room to spare. Its actual size compares to 3 Texases rather than the Africa-sized behemoth shown on classroom maps. The Mercator projection inflates Greenland because it sits close to the North Pole. The projection stretches polar regions vertically to maintain straight lines for navigation. This makes Greenland appear taller than it actually is while preserving its east-west dimensions. The result looks like a giant landmass when in reality it's about 1/4 the size of Australia. Flight times reveal Greenland's true scale. A direct flight from Copenhagen to Kangerlussuaq takes 4.5 hours, comparable to flying from New York to Los Angeles. If Greenland were truly the size it appears on maps, this flight would take over 15 hours. The actual distances match what you'd expect for its real dimensions rather than the bloated Mercator version. Population distribution further proves the size deception. Greenland has about 56,000 residents scattered along its coasts. At its actual size, the population density matches other Arctic regions like northern Canada or Alaska. I remember a geography teacher once showing us a globe after we'd studied flat maps all semester. The collective gasp when Greenland shrank to its proper proportions still sticks with me. The ice sheet covering Greenland contributes to the size misconception. It appears as an endless white expanse on maps, when in reality it covers about 80% of the island's actual area. This ice would fill the Great Lakes 3 times over. Significant, but not the planet-altering volume the distorted maps suggest. Coastline measurements expose the distortion. Greenland's coastline measures about 27,000 miles on Mercator maps, longer than the Earth's circumference. In reality, its coastline stretches about 24,000 miles when measured properly. The projection stretches every fjord and inlet, making the landmass appear more substantial than it is. The size illusion affects scientific understanding too. Greenland's ice melt contributes to sea level rise, but not at the catastrophic rate the distorted maps might imply. At its true size, complete ice melt would raise global seas by about 24 feet. A serious threat, but not the world flooding scenario the Mercator-inflated version suggests. Historical maps show how the distortion developed. Early cartographers drew Greenland progressively larger as explorers mapped its coasts. The Mercator projection locked in these exaggerations by mathematically stretching polar regions. This same projection quirk affects all high-latitude areas, but Greenland's position makes it the most dramatically misrepresented landmass on Earth. Economic comparisons reveal the truth. Greenland's GDP sits around $3 billion, comparable to small U.S. cities like Toledo or Reno. At actual size, its economy matches other remote Arctic regions with similar populations and resources. Climate patterns reflect the true scale. Greenland's southern tip reaches the latitude of Oslo, not the extreme polar position maps suggest. This means its climate varies from Arctic in the north to subarctic in the south, not uniformly frozen as the stretched Mercator version implies.